Hi everyone, I have been looking for a few more Easter / spring type pictures for you, and in this book Nature Mandalas by Melpomeni Chatzipanagioutou, there is a really lovely mandala with daffodils and tulips around the outside, as well as some sort of mini bulb type pictures. I thought, just because it's a morning video and we do something quite simple, I might just do a daffodil today and then maybe a tulip tomorrow, just to show you how to do them. And then if you don't have this book, I've just slightly reorganised my deck. If you don't have this book, you can use the technique for colouring any tulip or daffodil that you might happen to have on a page that you've got in a book of your own. I'm going to come in really close and then readjust to my book. Come in as close as we can. There we go. Let's move that there. So let's choose this daffodil to do. I have a feeling I've already done a daffodil for you this Easter, but I can't remember, to be honest. Now the centre of our daffodils are normally, they can vary a lot in colour, but I like to do them orange with yellow petals, so that's how I'm going to do this one. So I'm using my Arteza Expert today, and I'm going to start with the pumpkin orange. There's a pigeon right outside my window. Sorry, easily distracted. To colour around this centre. Now, what I find about Melpomeni's books is they can be quite dark, and there's a lot of black lines in all of the pictures, so it's quite fun to try to colour bright. You know, you colour lots of brights. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to fade this a bit away from that centre part, and then come in with a lighter colour like that, and grab, we're going for a yellow now, but this is called Tuscan Sun. You can see it's very orangey, and I'm going to extend that all the way to the edge of this centre area to start with. It's such a fat pigeon. I don't think it's actually that fat. I think it's cold. And then put this on here. I'm thinking it might be a little bit dark on the outside. I'm just gonna, that one is too small to do anything with. Yeah, it's really cold this morning, so I think pigeon's just cold. And I think for this bit, I'm actually going to use this colour. I'm just going to go over it lightly, and I'm going to try and make it a little bit darker near the bottom of each of these little. I'm just going to sharpen my pencil. Might make life a little easier. Oh, there's a lead in my sharpener. That makes it quite hard to get my pencil in. There we go. Excuse me. I think Pigeon's having a sulk because his nest is gone. He built a nest, or a pigeon built a nest in this tree last year, and my neighbour trimmed the tree for me. It's not in my garden, it's overhanging my garden, and his nest came down. It's in a heap in my garden. Actually, I think the wind blew it out, to be honest. Anyways, so our outside petals, I'm going to start with a darker yellow again, the sunflower yellow. It's rather pretty, and we can see from the drawing where it's supposed to be darker, and really, because it's marked out, you don't need to worry too much about your shading, because it will almost be shaded anyway because of the lines that are drawn on it. But I like to just do a few different shades of colour myself. I find it's just a bit of fun, makes it more interesting for me. And if you're doing a particular daffodil that doesn't have the markings on it, then you'll need to know. So you see I'm doing a little bit on each tip, because I think the tips of the petals might be sort of turned downwards. Like that. I'm trying to fade the colour a little bit each way, and then we're going to fill in that gap with another yellow. I'm going to use the lemon yellow, and I probably just end up going over the whole thing really with this really bright and vibrant yellow, because it's so pretty. Gosh, it's sunny this morning. It was down to 1 degree last night, which is quite chilly, and not that it was very odd. I woke up in the night and I was really hot, you know, and I noticed that my husband was sleeping on top of the covers, so I thought it couldn't have been that cold in the house, even though it was supposed to be down to 1 degree. But this morning I woke up again, I was absolutely boiling. I just gonna go over that a little bit. I chucked off the covers, as you do, and I suddenly got freezing shivers. So, oh. Now, you might want to put a little bit of shadow in. Now, we've used a lot of yellows and oranges, but to produce shadow, we need something a little bit darker. I tend to like to use a brown rather than a black. When I'm using sort of yellows and oranges, I feel that it looks a bit more natural. But if you actually look at photographs of daffodils, you will see they look very grey in places from the shadowing. So it's a little bit tricky knowing quite what to use, but I think I am going to use the charcoal grey and just show you a few where I might just put a bit of shadow where the petals are overlapping, like this. I don't need to do too much because it's been done for us, but just here and there. It just should hopefully help to give a slightly more three-dimensional look to our flower. Just around the little grooves. Let's have a look. There we go. I'm going to leave it there. You might want to fiddle around more and do some more darker areas, but with this one, I'm lucky. It's not really that necessary, although I've just noticed that just under there might benefit from a little bit of shadow. Now I'm fiddling. I need to stop. She says not stopping, let's stop there. Okay, so there is our daffodil. So quite short today. I'm having a look. There is a bit of a stem on the daffodil, but it comes here. It doesn't look like a proper daffodil stem, and then it forms the whole centre area of the page. So I'm not going to do that. With our tulip, we have a more obvious stem. So here, I'll show you on this one. So we'll do that one tomorrow, and we'll do the greenery as well. Whereas this one, I'm not sure if I want this to be green or brown. It might just depend on how the rest of the picture turns out. So that is me for today. So I hope that was useful. I'm so sure I've done a million daffodils before, but you know, it's spring, it's Easter, it's what I think of when I think of spring. So thank you for watching. I do hope you have a really lovely day and happy colouring.